Hello, baseball fans, collectors, and investors. Welcome back to Iconic Baseball. I am Iconic Al, 30-year collector, YouTube rookie. If you found my channel in these early stages, I want to say thank you. Thank you for watching and sharing in my passion for collecting the greatest and most iconic ball players of all time. If you're finding me for the first time, I highly encourage you to subscribe, follow, comment, and like the channel, as there is more iconic content coming. As we count our way up the list to the number one most iconic and greatest ball player of all time. Today's video, number 89 on the list, features a very special player. A player who is one of the premier five-tool talents in baseball history. A .318 career hitter and someone whose talents were undeniable. I'm talking about 2018 Baseball Hall of Famer, Vladimir Guerrero.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Vladimir Guerrero Sr. had all the tools. He hit for massive power, high average, fielded his position, had a cannon for an arm, and he was a threat to steal on the base paths. Very few players in the history of the game boast this combination of skills. He compiled a 59.5 WAR, which doesn't jump out at you as being massively high. However, he left us wanting more. He didn't let us see him deteriorate. Unlike some players who play out their last 5, 6, 7 seasons not being elite anymore. We're seeing that right now, actually, with Albert Pujols and Miguel Cabrera, two players that are first ballot Hall of Famers, but we're seeing them sort of play out the last phase of their career in relative mediocrity. We didn't see that with Vlad. We saw his speed decline a bit in his later years. However, he hit for a high average basically well up until he retired, right up until he retired. And he retired relatively early. I think he was 36. Could he have played another 2 or 3 seasons, gotten over the hump with 3,000 hits and 500 home runs? Yeah, I believe he could have. But he made the choice to step away when he felt like he was declining. He ended up with 2,500, almost 2,600 hits, 449 home runs, 1,496, so basically 1,500 RBIs. And he had a couple seasons there where he was doing crazy things. In 2002, he hit 39 home runs and he stole 40 bases. So he had 40-40 ability. Little trivia, who else in 2002 came 1 home run away from a 40-40 season? Leave it in the comments. In 2001, he had 34 home runs, 37 steals. So he was a 30-30 kind of talent with 40-40 ability. He was the 2004 MVP. He finished his career with a .931 OPS and a 140 OPS plus. That is extremely elite. Basically 40% better than the average hitter. He had a rifle for an arm, and for a lot of my life, I felt like I was seeing the closest thing that I was gonna see to a modern day Roberto Clemente. When I hear my dad and older fans talking about Clemente and the things he could do, and then I watched Vlad play, it was probably my best opportunity to see a player with the same combination of skills as Clemente. And a lot of fans consider Vladimir Guerrero as sort of a mid-tier, marginal Hall of Famer. Well, the baseball writers didn't see it that way. In 2018, he garnered 92.89% of the vote by the baseball writer, the 27th highest percentage of all time. In fact, only 4 right fielders have ever received a higher percentage in Hall of Fame voting. Their names are Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, Tony Gwynn, and Reggie Jackson. In fact, Vladimir Guerrero got just a few more percentages of a percentage higher than Roberto Clemente, who garnered 92.69%, as opposed to Vlad's 92.89%. So Vladimir Guerrero, he garnered essentially the same percentage of the Hall of Fame vote as the great Roberto Clemente, which I think is very telling. I don't know if he quite deserves to be that high in terms of where he belongs in baseball history. However, it is very telling and somewhat appropriate, sharing a very similar style and skill set to Roberto. Let's take a look at some Vlad items here. First off, on the right, we have his most iconic rookie card. This is the 1995 Bowman's Best. It's just a beautiful design, a premium set. I think one of the more attractive sets of the 90s. This shows a beautiful portrait of Vlad holding a bat there. Always fun to read the scouting report on cards like this, on players that have gone on to great things. Here it says, super skills, fast ascending teenager, an emerging super prospect. Evidences tremendous power in bat and arm, has plus speed. Yep, pretty much. They nailed that one. I'm probably one of the few to say this, but I actually really like the old SGC slabs. I like that the font is smaller and it doesn't take over. It's more about the card and not about the grade. The new SGC tucks, I'm not that big of a fan of, and I actually don't have any new SGC slabs because frankly I just don't like the way they look. I have some of the older slabs like this one, but still have yet to purchase a new SGC slab just because I, aesthetically don't prefer them. Here we have a 1995 5-sport Vladimir Guerrero autograph, which I believe is his first certified autograph. And I have invented a story about this card in my mind. I'm not sure if there's any truth to it, but this being his first certified autograph card, it says you have just received a 1995 5-sport autograph. He was probably sitting at home signing these, thousands of them, and if you look at his autograph, he took such great care to write out every letter of the autograph. And I have yet to see any other Vladimir Guerrero signature where he does this. I think this was probably something he did back in 1994 when he was in the minor leagues, and he first was asked to sign some cards and took great care in what he was doing. His later signature was something more like this. A little bit more artful, a little quicker, a little bit better flow. You could tell he was getting better at it and getting shorter with it. Now this is a Steiner baseball, through Steiner with a hologram. Just a beautiful sweet spot, blue ballpoint pen autograph of Vlad. So these are all relatively attainable items. A signed ball goes in the range of $80 to $100. This, I think, is one of the better values in the hobby for Vlad. These are extremely cheap, $20 to $30 for something like this, which I think is a screaming buy, especially just because of what I said. He really took great care in signing this, and this is a pre-rookie autograph. This is before he made a splash in the majors. So if I was going to invest in one Vlad item for the current price, I would go out and buy a bunch of these. I think they have great potential. And then this one, in this grade, it's probably about a $100 card. And I think that's still quite reasonable. And that's pretty good value in the hobby. All right, well, that's the deal on Vlad Sr. Make sure you like this, comment on it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, keep collecting and stay iconic.